Okay, so welcome to the first 10 days of your 40-day sadhana. And this first 10 days is going to be the hardest part of the practice. So remember, it's like a brand new habit, all like completely. So we're up against the ego in a way that it's going to throw up all these things that we know it will throw up in order to prevent us from growing. So things like they're not good enough, we can't do this, there's not enough time. There'll be like a whole array of excuses. And you guys will receive a spreadsheet in your email in which I will talk to these excuses so that we actually get to log them and see exactly how our mind works when we put ourselves forward for change. Super, super interesting. So I'm just gonna camera's playing up today. Cool. So let's talk about what to expect and how the first 10 days are going to work. What I want you guys to remember first of all is this is a program it's a marathon, not a sprint. There's nowhere to get to. 40 days is 40 days, whether you do it quickly or slowly. And for me, it's not about rushing or binging on this work. Like, it's about quality over quantity and taking the time to like take it piecemeal at a time. So like really, Samana Vayu is all about how we absorb this stuff. And it's not about just ticking the boxes just to say we've got it done. This is about like really advanced quality of attention in order to start to glean from these practices the real depth and awareness around how they work for us intrinsically as well as extrinsically. So that said, we're going to learn a lot of patience and acceptance. And how these would work like super traditionally is you would get given one practice only, and you do that for 40 days. Now, I'm not that mean. And I think, it's something to work up towards. Like, you might decide you do this when you've done one with me, you might decide to go back and do an actual hardcore one practice only for 40 days. But let's start small and break this down and do it in a way that is still, relatively accessible and enjoyable. So how it's going to work is this. Each block of 10 days, there are a number of practices. So you will receive a 60-minute asana practice, a 30-minute asana practice, a 10-minute asana practice, and then you will get one pranayama and one meditation. Okay, that's the first week. So this is how I would do it. I would commit, depending on your time, but if you can, commit to doing asana, pranayama, and meditation every day. That would be the ideal scenario. So say if you're someone that's super, super short on time, and you can only do the 10-minute asana and then the pranayama and the meditation following, that's totally acceptable. It might even mean that you need to do the asana in one little chunk, the pranayama in another little chunk, and the meditation in another. Like, that's obviously not like the ideal way, but it's better than not doing it at all. And then if you're someone that does have the time, I highly recommend the 30 or 60-minute asana practice daily, followed by the pranayama and meditation. And again, you might decide to do the asana in the morning, the pranayama and the meditation in the evening. But remember the 8 limbs. So Patanjali maps this out. So it's a methodology, like it's a scientific method. The asana is designed to prepare the body, so when we go immediately into pranayama, we're able to glean the pranic efficacy, like what's available for us, and from that pranic absorption, we can then move that energy into the mind in order to get a deeper quality meditation. So obviously, if you do asana followed straight away by pranayama, followed straight away by meditation, then you're gonna experience the depth of what this is. If you do the asana in the morning, the pranayama and the meditation in the afternoon or evening, sure, it's still going to work, but it might not just be as deep. Okay, so bear that in mind. What I would be inclined to do for you, for yourself, this is what I do, and I do this every week on a Sunday night. I don't do this anymore because I've found for me that practicing straight off the bat in the morning is the only way that I'm going to practice. So I just make sure that I do that as a priority first thing. If that doesn't work in your life, that's fine. If you ask someone that is really erratic with routines at the moment, or you work shift work, or things just aren't that simple for you, sit down before you start this challenge and map out the first 10 days. Give yourself exactly how you're going to practice. Put it in your Google Calendar, set alarms, put it in your diary. Do whatever you can to make sure that you've mapped this out, because if you're just winging it on the fly, when the excuses come in, you'll just listen to them. I'll pretty much guarantee that. And so this is the deal. If you skip a day, you've got to go back to the beginning. You can't skip a day and then continue with the 40 days because it doesn't work. All right, it has to be every single day. So be very prepared with that. And I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I'm just being really honest. Like, you've invested money in this. It's now up to you to get your money's worth by making sure that you commit to doing this and do whatever you can to be prepared to do it. Here's what you're going to expect in days 1 to 10. Why have I done this? What have I done? Oh my God, I'm not good enough to do this. I don't have enough time. This is not working. I don't like it. I'm bored. This is uncomfortable. Lisa's mean. Like, you know what I mean? And all the other things as well. They're just thoughts. And a lot of this is about practicing that, not picking up those first thoughts. Like, when the thoughts come, like, sure, you can acknowledge them, but don't listen to them, because they are just thoughts. And the ego is creating ways to keep you from evolving. And what do we want to do? Why are we here? We're here to evolve and grow and change. So this is mind mastery at its finest. And the only way that you can master the mind is to take a look at it every single day and get to know it like an old friend. And I guarantee you guys, like, when you do this, you will see these patterns pop up in so many areas of your life when you're like, holy hell, I did not know I was doing that. And it's brilliant. We get to see where we sabotage, where we hold ourselves back, where we quit before the miracle happens. We get to see all this stuff simply by committing to doing this spiritual sadhana on a daily basis. So it's super, super exciting, but also challenging. This is not easy. This is not going to be a walk in the park, and try and have that there in your mind, that you are going to, if you're not coming up against obstacles and you're not in a little bit of pain, you're not doing enough then. You need to be doing more practice, because you have to have pain in order to grow. Like, it's a necessary part of growing. And that's why I'm here, so that you've got me to rely on, to talk to have accountability, and obviously to share it with each other in the group. This is the deal. You've committed to it now. You're in. You've said you're going to do it. You've committed to yourself. You've invested the money. You've prepared. Now this is about leaning into everything that is going to come up for you. Like, whatever it is, welcome it all. Don't label it good and bad. Don't label it positive and negative. Don't decide whether you do or don't like it. Just be in a place now, from this moment, where you are open-minded and willing to take in all of what is about to happen in the next 40 days. And sure, there are going to be multiple times when you want to can this and you do not want to do the practice, but my one and only suggestion is to do it anyway. Constant contrary action for the next 40 days, and just see what will actually happen for you. Okay, ready? Go.